Adam had everything under control, or so he thought. His charm opened doors, his words bent reality, and his life was one smooth ride of ease and pleasure. But in a single moment, everything changed. He wasn't ready. He never could have been. What happens when the game you've mastered turns against you? When the life you built on deception demands a price you never expected to pay? Keep watching. This is a story you won't forget. Hello, family. Welcome to Storytime virtually. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, and share this video to your friends and loved ones. Don't forget to turn on post notifications for more videos. Thank you as you do so. Sit back, relax as we dive into the story. Adam stepped off the bus at Jibu Park, adjusting his shirt as he took a deep breath of the Lagos air. The city smelled of sweat, car fumes, and roasted plantain from roadside vendors. Horns blared from yellow danfos, conductors shouted at the top of their lungs, and people moved in every direction like an army of ants. He smiled. Lagos was exactly as he had imagined, loud, busy, and full of opportunity. But Adam was not like the thousands of young men who came to Lagos searching for jobs or business opportunities. He had no intention of working hard or struggling in the sun. No, Adam had a different plan. He was going to get rich without lifting a finger, and he knew exactly how to do it. Adam was a master of deception. Back in his small town, he had discovered a powerful truth. Women loved charming men. A few sweet words, a well-timed compliment, and a confident smile could open doors faster than a university degree. He had started small, borrowing money from girlfriends, making empty promises, and disappearing when things got complicated. He learned that rich women, especially lonely ones, were easy targets. They were too busy to notice lies and too desperate for love to ask questions. By the time Adam moved to Lagos, he was already a professional. And within 2 months, he had built the perfect system. Adam had 5 girlfriends. Each one believed she was his only love. To avoid mistakes, he kept a notebook hidden under his mattress. In it, he wrote important details about each woman. Sandra owned a boutique in Lekki, loved flowers and hated dishonesty. Jane, a banker in Victoria Island, believed in marriage and only dated serious men. Melanie, a rich older woman who worked in real estate, always willing to support her man. Tasha, a nurse at a private hospital, paid for their dates and gave him money whenever he pretended to be broke. Lily, a soft-spoken schoolteacher from a wealthy family. She dressed simply and didn't like showing off her riches. Each woman served a different purpose. Sandra gave him expensive clothes from her boutique. Jane paid his rent because she thought they were building a future together. Melanie sent him monthly allowances. Tasha handled his hospital bills and groceries. And Lily? She was the only one he didn't fully understand. She had money, but never bragged about it. She cared for him, but never let him manipulate her. Adam told himself that one day he would figure out how to control Lily too. His days were easy. In the morning, he woke up in Jane's apartment, enjoying her air-conditioned bedroom before pretending to leave for work. He had no job, of course, but Jane believed he was managing a business. By noon, he was at Sandra's boutique, picking out new shoes and designer shirts, pretending they were for business meetings. In the evening, he visited Melanie, the real estate agent. She always had wine and good food waiting. She would stroke his beard and talk about her stressful job, and he would listen patiently, nodding and pretending to care. By the time the night ended, he was in Tasha's house, eating home-cooked meals while she rubbed his feet. And in between all of this, he kept texting Lily, sending her sweet messages about how much he missed her. He didn't see her often, but he knew she would be useful one day. Life was perfect, but Adam was about to learn something important. A man who builds his life on lies will eventually watch it collapse. And his collapse was coming faster than he ever expected. One evening, after spending the whole day enjoying free food and money, Adam returned to his small apartment, feeling like a king. He lay on his bed, scrolling through his phone, planning which girlfriend to visit the next day. Then suddenly, bang, bang, bang. Someone was pounding on his door. Adam frowned. It was almost midnight. Who could it be? He got up, stretched lazily, and walked to the door. But when he opened it, his blood froze. His mouth fell open. His legs shook. Right there, in front of his door, were 5 tiny babies, each wrapped in a blanket. Adam's hands trembled as he bent down. A small note was pinned to one of the baby's clothes. With a pounding heart, he picked it up and read, "These are your children. Take care of them." For the first time in his life, Adam felt true fear. This was not one of his usual problems that he could lie his way out of. This was real, and it was only the beginning of his nightmare. Adam stood frozen at his doorstep, staring at the 5 babies lying in front of him. His heartbeat pounded in his ears. His legs felt weak.
His mouth went dry.
5 babies? His babies? He read the note again, hoping he had misunderstood. But the words didn't change. "These are your children. Take care of them." His stomach twisted in panic. Adam quickly looked left and right, expecting to see someone watching him, laughing at this cruel joke. But the hallway was empty. The only sounds came from a distant generator humming and a dog barking somewhere down the street. He crouched down, staring at the babies. They were all asleep, wrapped tightly in different colored blankets. Some of them had chubby cheeks. One had a tiny birthmark on his forehead. Another yawned softly, stretching a little hand before curling back up. Adam swallowed hard. Where did they come from? Who left them here? And most importantly, how could they be his? He knew he had been careless with women, but this? 5 babies at once? It was impossible. His mind raced through possibilities. Could one of his girlfriends be responsible? No, none of them had ever mentioned pregnancy. Could this be a setup? A mistake? He needed answers. But before anything, he needed to get these babies out of here. Adam stepped back into his apartment and slammed the door shut. His breathing was fast, his hands shaking. He paced the small room, running his fingers through his hair. This was bad.
He had no job.
No savings. He barely even bought his own food. He was living off his girlfriend's. How could he take care of 5 babies? Then a terrifying thought hit him. What if someone saw them? What if his neighbors already knew? Lagos people were nosy. News traveled fast. If word got out that 5 abandoned babies had been found at his door, it would only take a few hours before the landlord, police, and possibly even reporters came knocking. His life would be over. He needed to act fast. Adam grabbed his phone and started calling his girlfriends one by one. First, Sandra. She picked up after 3 rings. "Hey, baby," she said sweetly. "I was just thinking about you." Adam forced a laugh. That's nice, my love. Quick question. Have you heard anything about, babies?" "Babies?" she repeated, confused. "Yeah, like babies being left somewhere. Or maybe, someone having my baby?" There was a long pause. Then she burst into laughter. "Adam, are you drunk? Why would I know anything about babies? I don't even like kids." Adam sighed. Okay. Never mind. I was just asking." He hung up and immediately called Jane. Same result. She had no idea what he was talking about. One by one, he called all of them, Melanie, Tasha, even Lily. None of them claimed responsibility. Some laughed, some got annoyed, some asked if he was feeling okay. By the time he finished, he was sweating. If it wasn't them, then who did this? The babies suddenly started crying. Loud, sharp, ear-piercing cries. Adam clutched his head. What was he supposed to do? He had never held a baby before, let alone 5. He had no diapers, no baby food, nothing. He took a deep breath and did the only thing he could think of. He started knocking on his neighbors' doors. First, he went to Mama Grace, the elderly woman who lived downstairs. She was always babysitting her grandchildren. She would know what to do. He knocked frantically.
Bang, bang, bang.
The door creaked open, and the old woman peeked out, tying her wrapper properly. "Adam, what is it? Why are you disturbing me at this time of the night?" she asked, yawning. "Mama Grace, please, I need help. There are babies at my door." She frowned. Babies? Whose babies? "I don't know. Someone just left them there." She gave him a suspicious look. And why do I feel like you know something about this? I swear I don't. Please, I just need help. What do I do? Mama Grace sighed and shook her head. Take them inside and feed them. With what? Don't you have milk? Milk? I don't even have water.
She hissed.
Useless boy. You want to enjoy women, but you don't want to face responsibility. Wait here. She disappeared inside and returned with a feeding bottle and some baby food. Give them this for now. But Adam, I warn you, if you're lying about this, God will punish you. Adam nodded quickly, grabbing the items. As he turned to leave, she called out, and don't think you can abandon them. Those babies are your responsibility now. Back in his apartment, Adam sat on the floor, holding one of the bottles near a baby's mouth. The baby sucked hungrily, and soon the others followed. As he fed them, his mind kept spinning. This wasn't a joke anymore. This wasn't some small problem he could lie his way out of. His life was ruined. Whoever left these babies had destroyed everything. His girlfriends would leave him once they found out. His easy life would be over. But he wasn't going to go down like this.
No.
Adam had always been a survivor. He had lied, tricked, and manipulated his way to comfort before. And somehow, some way, he was going to find a way out of this mess. Even if it meant doing something unthinkable. Adam sat on the floor, his back against the wall, staring at the 5 babies lying on a makeshift bed of blankets. The tiny room felt smaller than ever. His heart pounded as he tried to think. What was he supposed to do now? The babies had finally stopped crying after drinking the milk Mama Grace gave him. Their tiny hands twitched as they slept. Their peaceful faces made it hard to believe the chaos they had brought into his life. Adam wiped his face and took a deep breath. He had 2 choices: accept responsibility or find a way to escape. He had never been the type to take responsibility. That was for fools. Smart people like him found a way out. He grabbed his phone and checked his messages. Sandra. Baby, are you awake? I miss you. Tasha. Adam. Why are you acting weird? Call me. Jane. I have a surprise for you tomorrow. He smirked. These women were still under his control. They didn't know his life had just turned into a disaster. Then a thought hit him. What if he tricked one of them into taking the babies? It was risky, but Adam had always been good at lying. He picked Sandra first. She was rich, emotional, and crazy about him. Maybe she would fall for it. He dialed her number. Baby, she answered sweetly. Are you okay? You sounded strange earlier. Adam let out a deep, shaky sigh, forcing sadness into his voice. Sandra, I need you. Oh my God. What happened? I just found out something terrible. Someone abandoned 5 babies at my door. What? She screamed. I don't know what to do. I feel so helpless. These poor children. Sandra, my heart is breaking. Sandra gasped. Oh my God, Adam. That's so sad. He bit his lip, holding back a grin. She was falling for it. I want to help them, he continued, but I don't have anything. No baby food, no diapers, nothing. If only I had someone like you to help me. Sandra hesitated. I don't know, Adam. 5 babies? That's a lot. Adam clenched his fist. She wasn't taking the bait. I understand, he said, adding a little sniff for effect. I just thought you loved me enough to care. Silence. Adam, I do love you, but I can't. I'm sorry. He ended the call before she could say more. His chest tightened in frustration. Plan A had failed. Adam paced the room, glancing at the babies every few seconds. He couldn't keep them. He wouldn't keep them. There had to be a way to dump them somewhere safe without getting caught. He considered leaving them at a church, but churches had security cameras these days. A hospital? Same problem. Then an idea hit him. Lily. Lily was the only woman in his life who was naturally kind. She had come from a wealthy family, but chose to live a simple, independent life. She had a good heart, too good. What if he convinced her to take the babies? It was perfect. Lily wasn't like the other women. She didn't throw money at him or beg for his attention, but she had always cared for him in a way that felt different. If anyone could be manipulated into helping, it was her. Adam quickly sent her a message. "Lily, please, I need to see you. It's urgent." An hour later, Adam stood in front of Lily's small apartment, holding one of the babies in his arms. The others were wrapped in blankets inside a borrowed laundry basket. Lily opened the door, and the moment she saw the baby, her eyes widened. "Adam, what is this?" He let out a deep sigh, lowering his head. "Lily, please, I need your help." She stepped aside, allowing him in. The apartment smelled of vanilla and fresh linen. Simple, cozy, nothing fancy, just like Lily. She shut the door and crossed her arms. "Talk." Adam placed the baby on the couch and sat beside it. He let his shoulders drop, acting as if the weight of the world was on him. "I woke up to find 5 babies at my door," he said, his voice shaking. "Lily, I don't know what to do. I have no money, no job. I can't take care of them." Lily's expression softened. She sat down beside one of the babies and gently touched its tiny hand. "Who left them?" "I don't know. There was just a note saying they were mine." She raised an eyebrow. "Are they?" Adam hesitated. Lying came easily to him, but for the first time, he felt unsure. I don't know," he admitted. "But does it matter? They need help." Lily let out a deep breath. "Adam, this is serious. You can't just dump them here and expect me to fix everything." "I'm not dumping them," he said quickly. I thought maybe we could do this together." She looked at him sharply. "We?" He nodded. "Lily, you've always been the most caring person I know. I can't do this alone." She stared at him for a long moment. Adam could feel his control slipping. She wasn't like the others. She wouldn't just give in easily.
Finally, she sighed.
"I'll help, but only for tonight. Tomorrow, we go to the authorities." Adam forced a smile. That was enough time to escape. At 2 a.m., while Lily was asleep, Adam quietly got up. He glanced at the babies, then at Lily, who had one arm protectively over the smallest one. For a moment, something in his chest tightened, but he ignored it. He grabbed his phone, wallet, and the small bag he had packed earlier. Then he left. No note. No explanation. Nothing. He vanished into the night. Lily woke up to the soft cries of a baby. She stretched, blinking away sleep, and turned, only to find Adam gone. Her heart stopped. She rushed to the door and threw it open. Nothing.
No. No.
"No," she muttered, checking every corner of the apartment. He had really left. Left her. Left the babies. Left everything. Tears filled her eyes as reality sank in. He had never intended to take responsibility. He had used her. She stared at the tiny faces looking up at her. 5 innocent lives, all abandoned. Her hands shook. Her mind raced.
She was alone in this.
But then, something shifted inside her. Yes, she had been tricked. Yes, she had been left with a burden she never asked for. But these babies needed her now. And for the first time, she realized something. She was stronger than she thought. She wiped her tears, took a deep breath, and picked up the phone. She had a decision to make. Lily stood frozen in the middle of her apartment, her mind spinning. Adam was gone. He had abandoned her and the babies without a second thought. Her chest tightened, anger and hurt crashing over her like a tidal wave. How could he do this? She picked up one of the crying babies, gently rocking the tiny child in her arms. 5 innocent children left in her care, just like that. She took a deep breath. "Okay, Lily, think," she whispered to herself. She had 2 choices. She could panic and fall apart, or she could step up and do what needed to be done. Her eyes landed on her phone, still clutched in her shaking hands. She scrolled through her contacts. Who could she call? Her parents?
No.
They had always told her that cutting Adam out of her life was the best decision. They would only say, "I told you so." The police? Maybe, but what if they took the babies away and sent them somewhere unsafe? Tears burned her eyes as the weight of the situation settled on her shoulders.
She was alone in this.
But then, Something inside her shifted. She had always been the kind of person who helped others. Maybe that's why Adam saw her as an easy target. But she wasn't weak. She looked down at the baby in her arms. "I won't let you suffer," she whispered. With that, Lily wiped her tears and got to work. The first thing Lily did was call Mama Grace, the kind old woman from her neighborhood. If anyone knew what to do, it was her. Within minutes, Mama Grace arrived, carrying a big bag filled with baby formula, diapers, and blankets. "My dear, I heard everything," Mama Grace said as she stepped inside. "That useless boy left you just like that?" Lily swallowed hard and nodded. Mama Grace clicked her tongue and shook her head. "Some men are like wind, here one moment, gone the next. But you, my child, are strong. You won't let this break you." Lily took a deep breath. "I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to take care of 5 babies?" Mama Grace placed a warm hand on her shoulder. "One step at a time, my dear. First we feed them. Then we clean them. After that, we make a plan." And just like that, Lily had a partner in this battle. The next few days were a blur of crying, diaper changes, and exhaustion. Lily barely slept. The babies needed constant attention. One would cry, then another, and then all 5 would start wailing at once. She had never felt so overwhelmed in her life. But she didn't give up. Mama Grace stayed with her every day, teaching her how to hold, feed, and comfort the babies. Neighbors started dropping by, offering food, baby clothes, and even a few donations to help her. It was hard. Some nights, Lily sat on the floor, holding a baby in each arm, crying as they screamed in her ears. But every time she thought about giving up, she looked into their tiny faces and reminded herself, they didn't ask for this. They deserved love. And slowly things got better.
She found a routine.
She learned which baby liked to be rocked to sleep and which one preferred gentle pats on the back. She found strength in herself that she never knew existed. One evening, as Lily was folding baby clothes, she heard a knock on the door. She frowned. It was late. Who could it be? When she opened the door, her breath caught in her throat. Adam. He stood there looking thinner, his clothes wrinkled, his hair a mess. His usual confidence was gone. "Lily," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Lily crossed her arms. "What do you want?" Adam sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I messed up." Lily scoffed. "Messed up? You abandoned 5 babies and ran away in the middle of the night, Adam. That's not messing up. That's being a coward."
He winced.
"I know, but I want to fix things." Lily let out a bitter laugh. "Oh, so now that you're struggling, you suddenly care?" Adam looked down. I thought I could escape, but my life fell apart. I have nowhere to go. I need help, Lily." Lily felt nothing but anger. For years, she had let Adam manipulate her. She had forgiven him over and over. But not this time. "Adam," she said, her voice steady. "I took care of these babies without you. I struggled, I cried, but I survived. And guess what? I don't need you anymore." His eyes widened. "Lily, please." "No," she cut him off. "You made your choice the night you walked away. I'm done saving you." She stepped back and slammed the door in his face. For the first time in her life, she put herself first. And it felt good. As months passed, Lily rebuilt her life. She reconnected with her family, stepping back into their business, not because she needed their money, but because she was ready. She became a mother to the 5 babies, raising them with love, care, and strength. And when she looked back at everything, Adam's betrayal, the sleepless nights, the struggle, she realized something. She had won. Adam had tried to break her. Life had tested her. But she had come out stronger than ever. And as she sat on her couch, surrounded by 5 giggling babies, she smiled. Because in the end, she didn't just survive.
She thrived.
That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the story. Thanks for watching.